morning course. And it can be disorienting.
Yep.
To not have that bigger picture.
Yep. All right. Well, you know, we have some great giveaways for all of our friends and family out there that are watching us in the internet land. Just go to rebellerally.com/giveaway. We've got a bunch of Welcome, everybody, to Rebelle Rally Live, presented by Toyota. This is our very last live show in the morning because it is the last day of the 2024 Rebelle Rally. And let me tell you, it has been quite an evening into today. The wind has picked up both here at base camp as well as out in Glamis with all of the competitors down there. You guys, everybody here, we are full of dirt. Our tents are full of dirt. Our teeth are full of dirt. Ears, hair, you name it. We are a dirty, dirty group of people. I'm Emmy Hall. With me here is Chrissie Beavis. She is filling in today with me because we have Matthew and Katie are down there at Glamis, getting all of the action from down there on course. Now, Chrissie Beavis, of course, she is our lead scoring judge. So she's kind of an important person out here at the Rebelle Rally. You can see that we are inside because the wind has absolutely picked up. We've actually moved the set a couple of times. It started inside and then we went outside. We thought we'd be okay, and now we've moved back inside.
It's so windy out there.
It's so windy.
Yeah, and we're not the only ones that are getting the wind. The competitors, even though they're quite a bit south of us, the wind picked up for them this morning. Luckily, after some of their dunes checkpoints this morning, I heard that as they were all kind of coming back up to that first green checkpoint, that's when the wind really started to kick.
Well, let's take a look at the general overview of the course today. The total distance is 338 kilometers. The difficulty is a little bit less than yesterday. They do get a little bit of 4.525, but again, that is some very, very difficult driving. It's the end of their marathon stage, and then they are going to be transiting up through to Joshua Tree and then into Johnson Valley. And we've got a lot of really good driving today.
Yeah, there is a lot of really good driving. So they did have some checkpoints down in the dunes. And you can see that in that graphic. And then they have some checkpoints up along the canal on the way north.
Well, let's check that out on our Mapbox animation.
Oh,
so
great.
Yeah, we've got it. We love having these Mapbox animations with the 3D maps. We're going to start down there at their self-camp in Glamis in the washes near those railroad tracks.
Yeah, then they're actually heading south, so
Right.
they're not heading north yet.
Okay.
And then they come down here, and they got to go in and drive up some of the washes like this to find their checkpoints. And if you guys are looking at the tracking at home, you could see that some of the teams went up there and nailed it this morning.
Good.
And then some of the top teams did not. They went up the wrong wash.
Oh, yeah.
And if you turn on those little tails in the tracking, you can see that. So this is kind of what they were supposed to do, come in and out. But some of them had to actually cross some of those shitty dunes that we were talking about yesterday.
And those are really, really difficult to cross. It's tough to get up enough momentum to get a full-size vehicle through those dunes. So it's definitely much easier to pop out and come back in.
Yep, and they had some black diamonds, and the top teams did nail some of the black diamonds that were out in kind of some of the middle of those open areas, which I was pretty impressed by. They really, really were kind of standing right on top of them.
Yeah.
Which can be very hard to do when you don't have mountains to triangulate
Yeah,
off
when
of.
there's nothing out there to triangulate off of. So then they're going to head up north again, back out towards the Glamis Beach Store, correct?
That's right. So once they get up north here and they do their first green checkpoint, that's when they're kind of getting out of the dunes, and the dunes are done for the day. They're airing up, taking off those whip flags, and now they're back on roads. So that's the morning course, and that's, I think a lot of them got out of there before the wind really started to pick up.
Good.
So here now they're running along the canal, and now this section, you'll see a lot of the teams did not actually go this way.
Yeah, some of them went to Brawley. I was like, wait, what is happening? Because there are checkpoints out here.
There were checkpoints out here, and you'll see a couple of the top teams chose not to go through here because all of the teams were warned at that first green checkpoint this morning with a bulletin on the green checkpoint that road that we see here was actually very washed out and had some really, really big cross stitches.
Oh,
so it was not fast running.
Okay.
And so the teams that chose to go that way and do this route that we're seeing right here, if they did that, they're going to be behind. And that might actually pay off for them because we actually have a really late opening time for the next green checkpoint.
Okay.
So the teams that went out and around and went through town and now are out ahead are probably just going to end up sitting there at that next green checkpoint after the transit that we're looking at here.
But they do have the confidence in knowing that they didn't tear up their vehicles. Because the ones
true.
that took the rougher road, yes, they might be more on time for the rest of the day, but they had to really take some care with their vehicles. I mean, these in general are stock vehicles. And sure, we've got Bronco Raptors out there and Ranger Raptors and TRD Pros that have a lift, but some of them don't.
No, they don't.
Especially those crossovers, and the crossovers have to take that route. So
yeah, so what we're seeing here is this is all that was all part of a section of road book, and now we're getting down into Johnson Valley. So once they're in Johnson Valley now, then their checkpoints kind of open again. So here they are at that green, and now we're back up into Johnson Valley. So the teams that went around and are making sure that they're here and on time for this section, this is where it might pay off for them up here in Johnson Valley.
Right.
They might actually be able to get more checkpoints, and I'm sure that's what they're planning on, and that's what they're hoping, is that they know this section, instead of being on that rough road that they were warned about this morning, that they're going to be banking on getting all their checkpoints up here today.
Right, and a lot of the stuff that they're doing in Johnson Valley is part of in the area of King of the Hammers. Now, obviously, they're not going up into those hammer trails, but they certainly are skirting around a lot of them, and everything out of there is just rough, whooped out, and a little nutballs.
It is. It's very rough out there.
Well, we've got some shots here from the inside of one of the crew tents here at base camp, just to kind of show you the wind that we went through last night. I unfortunately did not. I went home because I live in town. So I went home and had a lovely night's sleep and a good shower. We do have stout tents here at this base camp. Everything stayed up perfectly fine. Like, we were all perfectly safe. But, you can't stop the dust from coming in. You just can't. Especially,
can't.
I believe that some of our crew did not they didn't close their zippers all the way.
No.
So let's see. I mean, come on.
Oh, my gosh.
That is their own damn fault for not closing the zippers on their tent.
bed. Oh, my gosh. I mean, that's what it looked like when I came in this morning and looked at my computer sitting here in the tent.
Look at that.
Was completely covered.
That is just terrible. Yeah, so there they are. They're just like I guess what he did was he swept everything into a big pile and then blew it out with the gun.
I don't know if that's working. That's just making more dust. But that we had to do that with the entire tent this morning. I mean, it took us hours to clean out our scoring and media area.
Oh,
it was
man.
crazy.
So we've got some highlights from you guys from with Matthew and Katie at day 7 here in the morning. Again, Matthew and Katie were down in Glamis. They had their own rough night as well, and I know we have some footage from that later on. But let's take a look at what was happening this morning in Glamis. Look at all those birds getting water from our soggy dry lake.
I love the soggy dry lake.
All right, Katie and Matthew from this morning. Let's see what happened.
Through this is in the hole. I have no idea how the rebels are doing. I'll check that out when the sun comes out. It's 6 o'clock here in Glamis. We've just come over to chat to some of the teams, and we were kind of trauma bonding. Last night was the most intense windstorm. I had sand coming through the fabric of my tent. Matthew kindly pulled our vehicle onto the sides of our tent so we didn't blow away. But Lindsay, how are you doing?
Oh, I survived. It was crazy. The wind was blowing the tent on us, the sand was coming all over us, and I thought...
We weren't getting out to go to the bathroom.
No, there was no bathroom break, and if it was still like this morning, I might have just not left.
Okay, well, I'm glad you made it through, and it looks like you're packing up and you're heading off. What time your start's all right?
7:14.
Nice. We'll see you at the finish line.
Ah, we're here. We made it.
All right. Okay, now I'm with
It's hot.
123.
It's hot, and it's the early.
Olivia, she's like, I've got my vest. It's okay. You don't have to have it on just yet. How was last night?
I woke up and the sides of my tent were like at my face, and I was like, I went to bed in the middle of my tent. What happened? My tent was moving around, and the corners, I thought it would be really quick and easy to pack down if I just didn't stake it, and the corners were all going like this. So it was rough. I didn't sleep a lot, and I was scared to go to the bathroom because if I left, I thought I was super away.
Well, I think None of us slept a lot, so it's a fair game today because I think anyone's down here in Glamis.
And now I gotta go, drive for 10 hours. So we'll see how it goes.
We're all pretty happy to get out of Glamis this morning. So Kimberly, how was your night last night here in Glamis? Beautiful, Glamis.
It was a gorgeous night with the full moon. It was pretty amazing. But man, in the middle of the night, that sandstorm came in, was blowing everything over. But I'm really lucky I have a four-season tent, so we didn't get any sand in our tent. So I had a pretty good night. I slept like a rock.
That's the name of the game. All I think everyone we've talked to, and you and I met, you had pop-ups, easy pop-up. The people with the proper tents last night fared well. Hey, well, we're looking forward to seeing you at the finish line.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to this finish line as well. It's been a long 7 days, but it's been amazing.
Well, that's it. We've done a bunch of trauma bonding this morning because we had a hell of a sandstorm here in Glamis, and we can't wait to get back to our team. Back to you guys. How did you guys do last night?
I think I technically have a bougie tent, and the problem with the bougie tent is that it's kind of loud. So I didn't get a lot of sand in there, but it was really loud. So I had to sleep with my big earmuffs on. So I couldn't I couldn't turn over because they're gigantic. So anyways, it was a little rough, but she was talking about how the tent was actually lifting off the ground at a few moments.
Oh, I hear you. I hear you. If you got out to go to the bathroom, your tent would have sailed away.
Oh, probably. Yeah, my feet were lifting up when the gusts would hit. And I was like, all right, we're going for a ride. Just embrace it, snuggle with the sand. It's just,
You guys looking forward to your final day?
Yes, we're so excited. We're going to end on a happy, strong note.
Excellent. Now here comes that train. What a great way to finish up this interview. Choo choo.
I think that this was the worst night that we've had since we had that big snowstorm in Dumont.
Sandstorm, yes.
That sandstorm in Dumont.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
I think this is the second worst night of our 9 years.
Yeah, because that night in Dumont, we didn't have any. We canceled a lot of stuff, and that was when at a base camp, and we were just you're all just survive through the night.
Everyone had to sleep in their cars that night.
Yeah, well, and in this marathon stage, they could have slept in their cars if they wanted to.
They could have slept in the cars. I got to say, it must have looked like it wasn't going to be that bad for them, and they were setting up their tents last night, and then they just kind of got surprised by it in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
I think you're already in your tent.
Yeah, I'm not going to get out of my tent at that point.
Blow away.
Yeah, so you're kind of stuck. That's the thing about the desert is the weather can change on a dime, and you have to be prepared for absolutely anything. There's no respite from the wind when you're out there in a tent unless you get into your vehicle and then try to kind of sleep with all the little I'm just rocking, what's going on, I'm just rocking in my tent.
It's so rough. I mean, I had an RV, which you'd think that would be the bougiest, but honestly, I was like, is my RV gonna tip over? Felt like it might.
All right. Well, we are going to take a quick commercial break, and when we get back, we've got some highlights from earlier today. So stay tuned. Thanks for sticking with us today. We know we were a little bit late. Roll that commercial.
Now your action weather broadcast. We've got shifting weather conditions on the horizon. Expect high winds, scattered thunderstorms, cold fronts, and dense fog. It's a wild one out there.
Toyota trucks. Let's go places.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Rebelle Rally Live, presented by Toyota. There is a live shot coming into our base camp here at Soggy Dry Lake. That lake is drying up just a little bit, but there's still a lot of water out there. We remind people to please never, ever, ever drive on a wet lake bed. It just makes the world worse for everybody else. I had to tell some people yesterday to get off the lake bed. I did. I was a nice person, but I told them no. And some people just don't know. Anyway, we've got some highlights from out on course from this morning. I really want to see how they were doing out there in those shitty dunes. So let's roll that tape and see how our ladies did. All right, so they were taking off here pretty early, just as the sun was up. They did have starting times, right? So do you guys just check that on their trackers when they start moving?
Yeah, no. So they were allowed to start moving before their start time.
Oh, really?
So they just couldn't signal at a checkpoint. So they were allowed to head out there, very early, and the first vehicle couldn't click on at their checkpoint until 6:30 a.m.
Okay.
But it was, so you see that they're actually out there before the sun was up.
Yeah.
And they weren't going very far, but that first checkpoint, they could be sitting there right at it at 6:30 and
then just
signal at
boop,
it.
get their checkpoint. So they basically have one done for free without any taking any time, any official time. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, but it's hard. It's hard to drive those dunes when it's dark. You don't know exactly what is coming up. There's nothing to really navigate off of. You're not exactly sure where you are. You can really get yourself into trouble really fast. Now, Baja Designs is our lighting partner, and some of the teams do have auxiliary lights, but a lot of the teams are just going off of stock lights. So sometimes it depends on the equipment that you've got. I mean, look at that truck up ahead. Like, they look pretty good, and then the truck behind, they're like, boop, I have my stock lights.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if that was why some of the top teams, why we saw them kind of going up that wrong wash. If they weren't really actually using their Odo properly, and they thought that was the wash that they were supposed to go up, but they really couldn't see.
Yeah, and those washes don't go up perpendicular to the road. They're kind of at a diagonal, and they're not. It's not like a wash where you think of where you've got, these sides to it, and so like, I am in the wash. They're very nebulous, and you can find that you've started at wash 14, and then you come out and you're like, oh, I think I'm in wash 15 or 16. It's very easy to cross those washes without knowing it.
Yeah, they kind of connect to each other.
Yeah,
and you should be able to see that on the map if they're really following along. In fact, this time we actually gave them a satellite image.
I know,
as their map. So we were hoping that they would actually really be able to see those washes and see where they were plotted, but satellite images are not as good as you think to actually navigate.
Why is that? Why do you say that?
Well, maps lie, and you can look down at it and you can really think that you can read the terrain on a satellite image, and you can't. You think, oh yeah, this area is going to be like this, and it's going to be easy to drive, and then you get out there and it's just not.
Yeah, I guess the only thing that don't lie is heading and distance, right?
Heading and distance
don't lie. They don't
lie.
They do lie in my mind, though. They lie in my mind.
Then you weren't on your head.
Then I said, you be quiet. I was always perfect. All right, so teams are out there.
Look, beautiful. That is gorgeous.
And I always wanted a map so we could navigate off of those features way out there, but they're pretty far away.
They're very far
away.
Yeah, that would be very hard to be accurate.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Just, one of the best parts about the dunes is how quiet it is driving around. So this whole week, these teams have been on these rough, roads, these trails that are rocky, and it just kind of rattles you around. And look at this. It's just this quiet.
So
that's what it sounds like in the vehicle too. It's just quiet and smooth and soft, and it's just so nice to be on, and that is not what they're gonna be on later on this afternoon.
No, it's not.
Johnson Valley. Rough old Johnson Valley.
Johnson Valley is rough.
They're getting a nice morning out there in the dunes, and in the afternoon we're gonna see them up here.
Well, it looks like here that is this near where the. Oh no, that's still in the washes. Yeah.
Yep.
So at the end of the washes, that's when the bigger dunes come into play, and they just kind of end right there. You can see the bigger dunes in the background, and then those smaller shitty dunes. So we've never tried to go from east to west I mean, I tried it once in a stock vehicle and I failed miserably. But usually we are only in the one side and then they go around and they go into the other side. We don't try to do both at the same time.
No, it's too much for a stock vehicle to cross.
Yeah, for sure. You guys can try that in your Razors. That's fine, but we're not doing it in these vehicles. So, yeah, lots of vegetation out there. We've had a lot of rain this year, probably some pinstriping going through, because part of this is, you know, you don't want to get off of your heading if you can help it. So you're still trying to drive as straight as you can through these washes. Sometimes it doesn't always work out, but if I have the choice between a straight line and pinstriping my vehicle, I will pinstripe my vehicle at any moment.
Yes, absolutely. And it can be very hard to navigate in those large bushes right there. You lose sight of which way you're going.
Yeah.
And it can be disorienting.
Yep.
To not have that bigger picture.
Yep. All right. Well, you know, we have some great giveaways for all of our friends and family out there that are watching us in the internet land. Just go to rebellerally.com/giveaway. We've got a bunch of products and swag from all of our partners. 5 Pirelli Scorpion tires. We've got stuff from Baja Designs, Dead Men Off-Road, Cafe Moto. You can get some stuff from Cafe Moto. Lots of cool things there. So again, that's rebellerally.com/giveaway. Be sure to register for that. I'm assuming that it's only like another day because we are at the end of the Rebelle Rally, which
it
I
is
cannot
such a
believe
big giveaway.
I know. It's like $5,000 worth
Oh
of
my
stuff,
gosh.
man.
It's
you guys
amazing.
did a great job at organizing all of that. Well, I think that we have got some footage from Matthew on course out in Glamis. That's a live shot of our Renewable Innovations solar panel, the little sunflower guys that come out and give our base camp power from the sun, which is awesome. I love it so much.
We love those guys. We don't have to be listening to generators all day.
I know. It's great.
Except from the live truck.
What? Let's see Matthew on course while Yeah.
Good morning from the Palapa area. It's one of the early checkpoints for the teams today. A lot of teams are shooting in here, grabbing those. I'm sitting here with Chrissy and Peyton, mother-daughter team here, rookies as well. How are you finding it?
Actually, it's not that bad. I thought it'd be like more difficult to get through. This camping, getting in the car, doing it day every day is fine. Navigation, so hard. And I'm not doing it, I'm just driving.
Hey, Peyton, how's it going navigating?
It's good. It's it was a big learning curve the first 2 days, I guess, but now that we're at the last day, I'm like, oh, I could do this easily for another week.
Now, as I understand it, are you the one that learned about the Rebelle and
yeah,
got your mom in? What was it? Some conning your mom in, or was it an easy sell? How'd that go?
The easiest thing I've actually ever done.
Cool.
My friend sent me a link to the Rebelle website, and then I knew she had a car, so I sent her, hey, we should do this. And then she immediately, like within like 10 minutes, said yes. And then we started preparing for Rebelle.
Well, look at you already. It's day 7, a little bit of playing in the sand, and then we're going to see you up at the finish. It's great to chat with you too, and I hope you have a nice day.
Thank you.
All right, standing here at a blue checkpoint. That's the first checkpoint for a lot of teams today. It's at the Palapa. It's really the Scrapalapa, and there's a few tools, some wire for repairs, and a few just bits laying here. Probably fashioned after the average repairs a sandrail needs. It comes out here and tries to go way too big in these dunes. We're hanging out, watching these vehicles roll in here to start their day 7. Still here at the Palapa. Teams are still streaming in. Shirley, what do you want to tell us about getting out here this morning?
Oh my gosh, well, these dunes are really different from yesterday, but we're having a good time. It's just we know we have to be on time. We don't want to run late. So,
gotcha. Timing, go. I see. Yeah. I get that in your voice. The energy to keep on moving out here. It's a little bit of a wily place to figure out if you should continue committing into the dunes, if you're going to be in the right place, or if you're going to get yourself hung up in some dodgy sand. All right, it's one of the final greens here down in Glamis before teams start making their way back up to Johnson Valley. As you can see, everyone's kind of scattered about getting some air back in their tires. go?
Ooh, we had a really good day, actually. We mastered our time really well. We were able to get to where we needed to be on time, not late. We got all the checkpoints we wanted and more. We went up Oldsmobile to the top. That was a lot of fun. So yeah, we had a wonderful day.
Did Carrie and Andrea you made a good go of it,
They
though?
were there with us. Yeah, we had a really good fun time with them.
Yeah,
Nice to team up with the Subaru team.
Yeah, Oldsmobile Hill, if you've never been to Glamis, is not a common place that you'd see an X-Cross qualified car. All right, we'll see you back in Johnson Valley.
I love that the Bronco Sport went up to the top of Oldsmobile.
I love it, you know, and I would not expect anything less of that team.
No, not at all, not at all.
Yeah, we've got 100% Rebelle sitting in that vehicle.
That's true.
Melissa Fisher, and I've seen her up on the top of Oldsmobile before, so I'm not surprised she took it up there.
Well, let's take a look at our tracker and see where teams are at this very moment. Again, with our YB trackers, you can get real-time information of where everybody is. So it looks like we've still got a team down there in Brawley. Is that 208? That is the Honda Passport. And then, but we do have everybody that has kind of gone around. So maybe some of those teams didn't necessarily stay in Brawley. I don't know. It's tough to tell.
No, so what they had is they had a road book from the checkpoint 10, which was a green checkpoint. They actually started on a road book there. So if you see people kind of off of that line, they went the wrong way on one of those waypoints in the road book. And hopefully they're going to figure that out and get back there, or we might have to send safety after them. But right here, you're going to kind of see everyone taking the same route. We have 140 over there. I think they might have taken a wrong turn. Hopefully they figure that out and get back on. But right now, those teams that we're looking at right there, they're traveling through one of the most gorgeous spots in California. That's Box Canyon, and that is a public road. I highly recommend for any of you guys out there, if you're in that area, to drive up Box Canyon. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous road. And then the teams are heading north from there and all the way up to Johnson Valley. But we actually have kind of, regular roads right now that these guys are on, and only a couple of checkpoints sprinkled in there. I don't know if you guys at home have noticed, but I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret. We have not posted any of the Black Diamond checkpoints for yesterday or today on the public viewer. And it's just one of those ways that we try to keep our competition fair. And just in case any of these teams have some sort of device that they're using to communicate with the outside world, they will not see the Black Diamond checkpoints. So we can go actually in there and see if the people that were nailing their Black Diamond checkpoints didn't nail them yesterday and today. Well, we're going to have them searched.
Fascinating. Now, I know we searched some teams yesterday.
We had a pile of teams searched yesterday.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Did you find anything?
Nope, they did not find anything, and I'm really glad about that.
I mean, I would be very, very surprised if any of these teams were cheating. That's just not the kind of person that the Rebelle attracts.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's absolutely true.
This rally attracts people who are in it for a challenge, who want to do their very best, who want to learn about themselves, learn about vehicles, learn about nature. It's not, and they also want to win, but they understand the right way to win, and the right way to win is definitely not by cheating.
No, it is not. And you're absolutely right. But we do have all of the teams are very, very appreciative when they get searched. It's funny, they're not hostile about it. They're always just like, why? Thank you for caring, and thank you for searching me, because they want other teams searched as well. They want to know that the competition is fair.
Absolutely. And then they know, like, ooh, I'm a top team because I'm getting searched. Yeah, buddy.
Not just the top teams get searched. We actually had random searches all the way throughout the event, and then it's really here at the end that we just do the top teams.
Perfect. Yeah. Awesome. Well, that is a live shot there of our mechanics trailer that is with help out there from Pennzoil, which is great. We will see. I mean, people can bring their vehicles in today if they've had a hard time. But hopefully, like that. That's my car.
Yeah, that's your
the Girl Grain Garage. That's with the Bogie and all of those girls out there. I got to work on the Volvo with them, which was really fun.
Nice.
And so I got a sticker. Well, our afternoon show, you guys, is going to be a little wackadoo. We've got 2:30 there on the screen, but we really don't know what time everyone's going to be coming in. I mean, we can follow them on the tracker for sure, but so we're going like probably closer to like 3 or 3:30. So be sure to check in around then. I mean, sure, check back at 2:30, but I don't think that they're going to be back here by 2:30. So
yeah, I mean, we might get a couple people rolling in that are just ready to be done,
right?
After that windstorm last night.
I know.
I think we're going to get more people come in early because of that.
So again, this is the last day of the Rebelle Rally. The stakes are high right now. Teams are still out there. They have come out of the wind. They do not know that they are coming back into the wind, so that is going to be an interesting. Going to have a little bit of problems with visibility and also just in your mind, just hard. You just want it to be easy for just like the last hour, and it is not easy until you cross the finish line here at the 2024 Rebelle Rally. I am Emmy Hall. With me is our special fill-in host, Chrissy Beavis. Matthew and Katie are down in Glamis, but they will be here for the afternoon show. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you later on this afternoon at Rebelle Rally Live, presented by Toyota.
We all know Toyotas have a reputation of durability and reliability. So why would you try and perfect perfect? Because here at Total Chaos, we also have a reputation. For 25 years, we've specialized in handcrafting the most durable, performance-based off-road suspension systems, making the best even better.
Good morning, commuters. Looks like we got traffic backed up for miles. Starting with a downed tree blocking East Avenue and a broken water main causing a bottleneck on the westbound lanes. We've got weekend travelers flooding the turnpike, meaning it's bumper-to-bumper traffic for the foreseeable future. I'd get comfortable. You might be there for a while.
Toyota trucks. Let's go places.